Maxine Waters is kind of one of these permanent victims that seem to have not been able to move past her era when she was a kid, right? Things are not the same in the United States of America as they once were. The reality of the situation is that, for the most part, it has gotten better for nearly every group in America compared to what it was when she was a youngster, right? And some of the people from that era are, they still kind of say the same type of things, even though you won, guys, right? We're able to all get jobs and live our lives and be who we want to be in this society, right? But we cannot continue to dwell. And every time I hear Maxine Waters speak, generally that's all I hear. I hear her speaking from something that probably happened in 1965, and it's not really that meaningful to today's day and age. You get what I'm saying here, guys? It's just me who thinks that, but I don't know, guys. It could just be me. Maxine Waters makes jaw-dropping claim on anti-ICE riots. This is a suggestion via a channel member. Let's jump into it. Let's do it, guys.
All right, when Democrats aren't blaming President Trump for the anti-ICE chaos in America's cities, party leaders are trying to deny anything bad is even happening.
I've seen that.
Listen to Maxine Waters here.
Nobody was shot. Nobody was killed. Get it in your head. Don't think that somehow, because they called out the National Guard, there was no.
And Hillary Clinton decided to add her 2 cents, writing, California Governor Newsom didn't request the National Guard be deployed to his state following peaceful demonstrations. Trump sent them anyway. It's the first time in 60 years a president has made that choice. Trump's goal isn't to keep Californians safe. His goal is to cause chaos because chaos is good for Trump.
Okay, so the first line, that's fair because it's true. The second one is also true. It's fair. And then the third one is like, I don't know, bro. What do you mean here? He's the president of the United States of America. Obviously, California and their ilk specifically really have no interest in, I don't know, anything Trump oriented. I don't think that he's that petty. He's petty, right? But I don't think that he's that petty to specifically throw an entire nation state underneath the bus here, guys. Okay, it is still within the union. Let's be real here. Let's see. His goal is to cause chaos because chaos is good for Trump. I don't know about that, bro. Right? I don't know. There was already chaos there. Now, the National Guard absolutely inflamed situations. We have no idea how large things could have been without the National Guard's presence. And in fact, Gavin Newsom did not request the National Guard. It's the reason why they're going to be suing the administration.
Hillary has since turned off the comments on that post, if that's an indication of how it was received.
Yeah, they weren't very receptive to that point, the people on the Twitters.
Yeah, it's the second line.
And senior writer for the Washington Examiner,
third and fourth
Joe
line.
Concha, joins us now. Joe, are they out and out lying or something else at play? Is there a certain amount of, a certain level of that is acceptable, sort of like you're grading on the curve when it comes to their word, peaceful?
The answer is both, Todd. Carly, thanks for having me. Yeah, it's yes, lying. It's the cheap fake videos of Joe Biden in 2024 that weren't cheap fakes at all over again, as we later found out after that debate and so on. So Democrats want us to believe that watching law enforcement being pelted by concrete, rocks, projectiles, fireworks, they want to say, all right, that's not actually, that's an acceptable level of, to your point, Todd. All of those businesses being ransacked and looted, ICE officers and their families being doxxed, that's apparently okay. That's the new normal. So it appears that everybody from Maxine Waters to Kamala Harris, Gavin Newsom, Karen Bass, Hillary Clinton, almost every Democrat not named John Fetterman, they want looting and rioting and lighting scores of cars on fire to be that acceptable new normal. And we're even hearing this analogy, you'll love this, Todd, particularly, from Democratic lawmakers on CNN and MSNBC, that this really is no different than a team winning a championship and celebrating in the streets.
Yeah, that's a little bit crazy here, guys. But guys, understand what they watch. All right. Most of the people who are speaking only watch CNN. You guys sent me some videos from CNN recently, and we watch them here, right? No issues. But the problem here is that there is definitely a lack of showing, what's really happening. Because Again, when this whole situation started, Fox News was showing the things that were happening kind of on the freeway. They were showing the contentious nature of the scenario versus CNN, were basically only exclusively showing peaceful protest. Like literally, there are people standing behind a line with signs. That's what CNN was showing at the time. Now, keep this in mind: these individuals generally are not ones who kind of look for any type of alternative, news. They just specifically look for CNN and other people that have the ability to confirm their overall bias for their echo chambered thoughts. All right. So now imagine, what are you fostering in that scenario? You're fostering a bunch of Democrats saying that everything is peaceful. That's it, because that's all they see, all they watch is CNN.
I mean, one ABC
and
reporter
MSNBC
said, quote, "It's just a bunch of people having fun watching cars burn." So the media obviously is enabling this here. The difference here, and I'll leave this here, is that social media under Elon Musk, X particularly, is the great equalizer. Corporate media, legacy media can claim one thing and say, this really isn't bad, it's peaceful, don't believe your lying eyes. But then X, which infinitely more people go to for their news now, they have the videos, they have the proof, they have the mockery of these media people, of these Democrats. And that's why this isn't going to work the way it did in 2020, because X particularly is the great equalizer.
Not even just X, also, guys, keep all of the social media. Everyone here is basically here for some type of hashtag activism. They're only here exclusively, basically, to get videos. The majority of the people you're seeing doing all this craziness do not care about the cause. They're bored on a Saturday night, guys. That's it. They're bored at nighttime and something's happening, so let me get out and do this. That's what they're doing here, most of them, while also now posting everything they possibly can on social media. That's it, right? So no, are they going to be able to get away with the news, at least get away with what they got away with before? Absolutely not, because everyone now is doing this for the sole purpose of social media. They are showing the literal craziness. I'm also surprised there are so many American flags here, guys. Congratulations.
Yeah, I don't think that football fans are breaking up cinder blocks and throwing them at federal agents and spray painting bleep ice on the side of buildings. So we heard from Maxine Waters. We heard from Hillary Clinton. Here are other Democrats and media pundits reacting to this as well. Watch.
All right.
Things are peaceful here in Los Angeles. I hope and pray that they stay that way.
Saturday night in Paramount, they had this situation under control. Overnight, LAPD got that under control.
He has no idea what to do with the sustained and growing and intractable and indomitable protest and opposition of the American people against him. Game over, big guy, you lose.
And to add to that, Joe, here's a Washington Post headline quoting someone. "He's waging a war on us," the headline continues to read, "as Trump escalates, Angelenos defend their city." So do you think, Joe, that this would have an impact? This moment right now will have an impact in the midterm elections? I mean, maybe the only thing helping Democrats right now is that there was a lot of time between then and now.
No.
Yeah, I think the only party it helps and president it helps is President Trump, because
not in California, bro. They're never going to vote for him. Like large scale, they're not going to. It doesn't matter what he does. This is what I'm trying to express to you guys here. The majority of that coast is basically throwaway states, guys. In terms of patriotism and the protection of our union. No, California, Oregon, Washington State, forget about it. There's nothing you can do to grab them. There's nothing you can basically do to grab them, not the entirety of them, guys, right? Because whatever goes on in California basically bleeds into, let's say, Oregon, and then Washington is already there anyway. So there you go. Now you have a whole issue on the entirety of the West Coast. So no. Is it going to help in the midterms? No, not at all.
All I've seen is his poll numbers continue to steadily climb up, where you have many polls showing him above 50% in approval right now. It's not going in the opposite direction. But I'll share with you one very telling poll here. It comes from Insider Advantage. They were the most accurate poll of the 2024 election, or at least in the top three. They're ranked A by 538. And it says, "Do you approve Trump's National Guard deployment?" There's a poll that just was out late yesterday. 60% approve, 40% disapprove. That's a 20-point difference. So yeah, people support this because, again, what is the underlining theme here? If you're against that as a party and as a media, you're definitely on the wrong side of an issue, and this will be a campaign ad, to your point, Carly, in 2026.
Before we let you go, I need a quick answer on this. Breaking news this morning, Elon Musk's apology. The founder of Doge sent out this early morning post saying, quote, "I regret some of my posts about President Donald Trump last week. They went too far." Where does this all lead, Joe? And specifically, does it lead to Elon Musk at the big, beautiful bill signing ceremony in the Oval?
Can you imagine?
Let's see how President Trump responds, right? Because Elon Musk has been sort of kind of apologizing for days. This obviously is more full-throated. The bottom line is Elon Musk started that war 2 weeks ago like a petulant teenager, at a very bad time of night, basically going after the sitting president of the United States, and did it repeatedly until Trump days later finally responded. So I think Elon Musk has learned his lesson. I think he understands that if he's going to have a problem with President Trump, I am certain he has a direct line to him. Don't do it publicly. Speak to him. Voice your concerns over spending, but to do it the way he did was a whole bowl of wrong. He knows it, and this tweet now proves it. So I think they move on, but I don't think they're going to be back to the level of friendship that they were perhaps before that, because it's kind of hard to go back from you were in the Epstein files. Oh, by the way, maybe a word.
Yeah,
Right.
some
Sorry,
of his
that's
posts
something
went
you
to
can
far.
Okay, guys. Okay. Interesting. No, but guys, when it comes down to like the whole Elon Musk and Trump debacle, I've already gave you my theories on it. For the most part, it kind of is coming to kind of fruition here. We said, I said a couple of times here, there needs to be something public in order for Elon Musk to specifically be able to separate his image from Trump. The left has to basically get back on board with him. What can be done to get back, to get Elon Musk, let's say, back on board, right? And his stock price is, raises again. The easiest thing to do would be to go head on against Trump. Trump also did state, listen, I appreciate you guys helping with Doge. We need to figure out something that we can do, basically, to kind of help you out if we can. And you guys argue me down in the comments. I'm telling you, everything feels like theater, right? This is his stock price. Trump, oh no, I don't like Trump. Interesting how that works, right? You guys arguing with me. You're arguing with me down like to the depth of things. And I'm like, listen, nothing is real. Everything is a facade. Everything is theater. Period. That's it. That's just how it works. I don't know how to even define it any differently than this. I mean, we can all, fall into the emotional aspect of all this is real. And guys, don't believe everything you hear. Most of it is fake and a lie. Most of it. But at least, CNN, they're starting to talk about him again, right? And not like a super negative manner, because he went against Trump. And then magically, I can't explain how this happened. Who would have thought that his stock price was going to go back up when he left Trump? What could have, guys, come on, stop playing. All right, all theater, period. That's kind of where we are. That's my opinion. And the data kind of backs my opinion. But you know what? Listen, argue with me in the comments. I'm there for that. But all right, listen, you guys all have an absolutely amazing day. Enjoy your day thoroughly.